So today I'm gonna put vinyl on my back window and also on this window right back here, mainly because I don't actually look outside of these windows. I can look out of this one actually. There's a little privacy curtain foam thing in there, so if I move that out of the way then I can look at it, but for the most part I do not look out of this window because I've got this rear view camera right here, which is part of my dash camera, and that thing is really good. It was something I got a long time ago. It was called Wolfbox G900 or something, I think. I got a video on the installation of it and all that sort of thing, but that has been really good to me all this time. And yeah, I don't look out the back window, so I'm thinking to cover this up with a white vinyl as well as this one here, just to help to keep the van a little bit cooler in the heat of the sun. And it is also kind of the end of summer, but I'm doing this now anyway. And I figure while I'm doing this too, I can share a story about a spearfishing trip that I went on just a little while ago and got myself a nice rockfish and a really nice lingcod, and the visibility on that particular day was amazing. So I'm gonna roll with some of that to share that story. And I've got some fish here. I'm gonna cook actually some rockfish and make probably a burger with those. There's enough for two, but yeah, I'm just gonna get this whole window done up, and I've never done a vinyl installation before, so this will be really interesting. For now, I'm just cleaning it with a glass cleaner for the time being, and I'll get in there and do a little bit more of a deeper clean on all of this with the alcohol. And back here, this is where my windshield wiper hole is, and I don't have a rear windshield wiper, so I just have electrical tape covering that up temporarily. You can see that in there. That's just the inside of the door. So what I'll do is I'll just cover this hole with the vinyl. And then the vinyl I got is this stuff right here. So it wasn't that expensive. I got it at a place in Victoria called Industrial Plastics. And there, that's the paper side. But you can see it's just about the same color as the van. It might be slightly more white, but I've played around with a couple other colors, and this seems like it's going to be the best match. So in the meantime, I'm going to roll with that spearfishing trip. It's a pretty cool trip, and we'll catch up with this installation right after that. So in this one, I figure I may as well share some sights down here, since we are graced with such great visibility for the Pacific Northwest coast of Vancouver Island, and I won't share much about the location. Instead, I'll encourage you to get out and explore some of these shorelines for yourself. At least that way there's a possibility of running into each other, which could maybe even lead to sharing some of this stuff in person. Like, check out all these cool black rockfish. Aside from being really tasty, they are a beautiful and curious fish indeed. And that's my friend Jordan, who just discovered how great the visibility actually is, and this little guy looks to me like a baby red rock crab living it up on this grass covered rock in the shallows. See you, dude. So for now I'm just snorkeling, which means I'm right on the surface, and we're seeing lingcod and greenling in less than a meter of water, which is about 3 feet. Hey buddy, you look handsome. So for the most part, we're just checking this place out and seeing what's out here. Our spear guns are unloaded, and while sometimes that can work against you in the first part of a dive, it can also be a good warm-up to chill out and just cruise around a bit first. And this here's a vermilion star, which brought me in, but check out that female greenling hiding out in the sea moss. I mean, even though it's cold water, the colors of this place are near tropical. And here's another example. This is a striped sun star, and right above it is a large painted anemone. And this part right here is for my daughter. She loves sea cucumbers. Don't prick yourself on the urchins. I prick myself on the urchins all the time, guys.
wait a second, what's this? This doesn't belong here. No way. Finders keepers. There are a ton of fishing lures in some of these spots, and whenever I'm out here I try to pick a few of them up. The ones with the hooks on them though are really challenging to manage, and they can easily get stuck in your gloves and your suit, and the fishing line is a whole other hazard that you need to watch out for too. Some of it can be a heavy braid, which is downright dangerous and easy to get tangled up in. And this here is a very nice looking school of black rockfish. I don't think I've yet seen so many as this in one spot before, and to say the least, it got my trigger finger a little itchy. By the way, all these little fish are a little herring that are up on the surface, and it's feeding all the different species of fish that are in this area. So on this drop I'm heading back down to where I saw the school of rockfish, and I come down off this ledge and something really cool happens. You'll see it right here, this big lingcod. Well, it's actually not a big lingcod, it's an undersized lingcod, but he swims right up to the end of my spear gun, and I shake my spear gun at him. What it's doing is it's shaking my flopper on the end of the spear back and forth, which I think he was thinking maybe might be a little minnow, and that's why he came in to check it out. And then I kind of turn myself over here to position myself for some of these rockfish, and on this one I decided not to shoot any of these ones, and so then I kept moving on to a different location, and even still I decided just to chill out on this one and watch all these fish hang out with me. And I believe this little orange guy drifting towards me is a quillback rockfish. So it turns out I actually did this exact same drop 3 more times, and in one of those dives I pulled the trigger on a fish and my camera wasn't rolling. But here it is, and that's what I'm going to cook up in this video. And this is the big fish dive. This is almost the same spot. I was just coming down here again to have another look around because I had a feeling, and sure enough, I was just cruising along, looking off in the distance for, at this point, it's lingcod time, by the way, you guys. I'm only allowed 1 rockfish in this area, which I already got, so now I'm on the hunt for the big fish. And I was just kind of cruising along here, and then all of a sudden, boom, there he is, face staring back at me in the rocks, and this guy, I knew right away without a doubt he was a good fish. And that is a stone shot. So that fish, it's lights out for him right off the get-go. Like, it was just a perfect shot, really. It was the best I could hope for. "81 centimeters is the length of this guy. That's the biggest one I've got so far. Woohoo!
Alright, your turn, buddy. Yeah.
And as it happened, Jordan made some fast work of rockfish, and shortly after that, he got a lingcod of his own. So as you heard there, his fish is 1 inch over the legal limit, which puts it at about 68 centimeters. And for the most part, we're done our fishing for the day, and now it's just time to check things out. This thing here is I think it's a lemon nudibranch. I don't know my nudibranches that well, but it's something like that. And this one here, this is really cool. This is the one and only sea star, or it's a sun star actually, but it's the only one I've seen this summer. And this is a male greenling. The blue on him is pretty normal for those guys to look that way. And here we got another quillback, I believe, and then another one right here with some black rockfish off in the background. Anyway, yeah, we're just chilling out for the rest of the dive here, wrapping things up. There's a couple cool clips of some more lingcod. This guy comes right up, check me out. I feel like I might have even seen this guy once before on this dive, which is entirely possible because we're sort of making our way back to our entry point at this point. A cute little guy. There's so many lingcod here. It was amazing. It was a really good day for it. A lot of them are undersized though, so you really, you have to really know what you're looking for when it comes to shooting one of these fish. And there's Jordan coming up from a deeper dive. And yeah, we're pretty much wrapping this little adventure up.
Oh, maybe we'll get it.
Oh yeah, there we go, there we go. You got the bag? Yeah, I got it. Right on. If it was any bigger, it wasn't going in. Mm-hmm. Look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah, then I can just rinse this out and reuse some of it for the vacuum.
That's awesome.
I just need a twist on. Just find me that guy. So now, get the rockfish in there.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, I got that.
Perfect.
Bag of fish.
So because this is my first time doing this, guys, I'm not really gonna do much with the camera work on this one. I'm just gonna fold it, push it out, do what I need to do. That way I can focus on the job itself. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. And if you really wanna know how to do this sort of stuff, like there's some good videos out on YouTube on how to do it. And I'm hoping that I can actually do a good job of this myself today. I'm really sucking at this. As much as I thought it looked pretty straightforward from YouTube, this is really challenging me, and I don't know what it is, but I got like little bits of stuff that got stuck in behind it. There's a little line right there you can probably see, so that's when I started to use the heat gun. And I remember seeing this in the videos of like how some of this stuff can stretch out and then you get a line like that. But I was just trying to use the heat gun to try and get this thing to kind of go with the curve of the window. And maybe I should have started from the top and pushed it up and then did the bottom. Go like this time. So I think that makes a little more sense. All right, guys, I really suck at this. I've been trying for a while and it's not going well. It's a stand-up DIY job. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to hire that friend of mine to see if she can actually help me do this professionally, because I just suck at it. And figure the least I can do is just trim this down so we can get a conceptual idea as to what it's gonna look like on the van, and that should be good enough. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I pay somebody to do that window, or should I just take it off and leave it the way it was? I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do, but I'm curious what kind of thoughts you guys have. Does it, does it make it look more like a house on wheels, or does it make it look more like a contractor vehicle? That's what I think, maybe, but it's, to me, it's still definitely pretty legit that it's a house on wheels. Anyway, yeah, it was interesting experiment. To the garbage it goes, to the garbage it goes. Where the glue was heated up, it actually stuck on there a lot better. But this one should come off pretty easily. And there's that bug that got smushed right there. There was a little bug that got smushed between the vinyl and the glass as I was doing this. Really not an ideal spot because of all of that up there, but I'll put some more electrical tape over that hole and clean this up. Okay, I repositioned the van. We got everything set up out here to get started on food tonight. And yeah, the spearfishing trip that I went on that particular one was really good. That lingcod was excellent. I've actually got those 2 fillets still sitting in the freezer at my cousin's house, but for now I've got the rockfish and I'm gonna make up some little sliders with that. So I'm gonna get going on this whole thing, and if you want to know what's in here, I'll list the ingredients for all this stuff as I go. Alright, so this is the coleslaw. I put the extra in here. So I'm gonna put this in my fridge, and I'm also gonna try to batter up a couple of these onions and see if I can make my own onion rings. That being said, I might be setting myself up for another failure by trying something I've never done before, but it's just kind of the way I roll. Is I always try something new, and I don't often share it. Sometimes we'll go and practice something and get it right, and then I'll do a video and make it look like I'm a professional at something when really I tried many times. And this time we're just gonna roll with this and try it. All right, the thing about these things is you gotta eat them right away while they're still warm. So I'll try this little nugget. That's pretty good, actually. Maybe not as refined as some of the fast food joints, but in a camping scenario, that turned out really good. Anyway, got the fish. I kind of chopped it up into some smaller pieces. It would be nice to plate it up, of course, with these, but by the time I do, these will be cold, and I really like eating my food while it's warm. And that's delicious. There they are, guys. Little perfect fish sliders. And the coleslaw. The only missing ingredient in this whole scenario is I'm by myself, aside from you. I'm not sharing this with anybody in this particular setting, but I do share my catch quite a bit with family and friends, and I give a lot of this stuff away. Sometimes it's just one of those things that I can offer somebody if I run into them and they need something, or they do me a favor or something, and I'd be like, you want some fresh fish? And it's just a nice way to share the wild, so to speak. I'm all cleaned up, and I finished everything that was out, so I had all that fish. I'm pretty full too after all that, and yeah, I probably could have not have done with the burger buns or the dinner buns, but it's all good. Anyway, there's smoke in the air, and I'm allowed to have a fire. I bought some firewood, but I don't think I'm actually gonna have a fire tonight. I've got some work to do, so I'm gonna sign off and just sit in my van and get some of that stuff done. maybe the next video, which I'll do another night out here, different spot. I got a much more scenic area that I'd like to do an overnight in, and tonight I don't think that spot's available. It's a little backcountry spot, but maybe tomorrow it'll be open, and if it is, I'll have a fire. If not, I'll save that firewood for another occasion, but stay tuned for that one. I could have a fire tonight, but I'm just not going to. I'm just gonna sign off, guys, and climb into my van, get some work done that I need to do, and we'll see you in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I do have some more spearfishing stuff and diving content coming out, as well as some other more personal things, so stay tuned for that. There's going to be some deeper sharing coming up as well, and yeah, I think maybe that might actually be the next video. So anyway, that's it. We'll see ya. Take care.
Yeah.